Welcome back to Chasing the Sun. I'm Janie.
And I'm Eric. We are off to another motorcycle trip, and this time we're starting from Barcelona. We're going to take you to explore the beautiful coastal towns of Catalan, which starts from Barcelona all the way up north. We don't know where we're going to end up yet because it's one of those trips. Now we're off to get our scooter. So we just picked up our scooter from Barcelona Moto Rent, and this is the beauty. Look at that. I know it's not a motorcycle, but it is a T-Max 500. So we're hoping that this is enough power to take the both of us through the small towns of Barcelona. Alright, so we are here in Barcelona, right in the University District, the Gothic quarters. And we spent 2 days here. We just want to do a trip wrap-up for you so that you got to understand where we went for this big scooter trip that we did in Barcelona. What we did was we flew into Barcelona and we rented a scooter. Very convenient. There's a handful of scooter shops around that you can rent from. Whether you want a scooter or a motorcycle, they have both. We opted for a bigger scooter, like a maxi scooter, 500cc T-Max. It was great. It was very comfortable, lots of storage. So that's what we chose, but they have the big bikes and all that too. So our plan was to go check out the small coastal cities in the Catalan area. So when we started, we really didn't have an agenda, nor did we want to. We didn't book our hotels until the day of because we wanted to just kind of go into the town that we're at and just see what it's like. If we like it, we'll stay a little bit more. If not, we'll kind of move on. But our itinerary ended up being, we flew into Barcelona, picked up the scooter, and then it was around 4, I think, right? We landed around 4:30. Yeah. Picked up the scooter, and then we drove right outside of Barcelona. The good thing is all these coastal cities are like really short distances. It's not like North America where they're far apart. They're like an hour and a half away. So after Barcelona, what we did was we rode right out to Tossa de Mar, was the first town that we stayed for the night, about an hour and 10 minutes away. And this is a beautiful stretch here, GI682, and we're going to feature that and tell you all about it coming up. The next day we went over to Begur, stopped by there for lunch, checked out Sa Tuna, which is a coastal town that's close by. And then we went up over to Figueres, which is of course the town of Salvador, Dali. And then we routed back through Girona, routed back over to the wine region of Barcelona, which is Vilafranca del Penedes. And that was a nice treat. So that's our route map total. There was a lot more, coastal cities that we wanted to check out. There just wasn't enough time, so we're definitely coming back. But now, why don't we dive into each one that we did go to and give you the highlights of each little town. So the first town that we got into was Tossa de Mar. And being late, we decided to stay there for the night. Cute little town. We really didn't know what it was, but when we rolled in town, found the restaurant and stuff, we saw this old city and it was really charming. So we decided to stay longer the next day to check it out before we went to the next town. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Tossa de Mar is very interesting. It's right on the beach. It's got a old fortified city. Apparently it's the best preserved medieval fortified town in Catalan, like dating back to Roman days. So that was really neat. We checked out that. And we also had a great meal the night before. We walked around the old cities, the beach, and checked out the houses. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what did you like about Tossa de Mar most?
I guess is the beach is very beautiful. Actually, there's a lot of activities on the beach as well. You can do swimming. You can actually go on a sailing trip if you booked one, and sun tanning, just right beside the castle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
yep.
I mean, like the view is just magnificent. You can just stay there the whole day, just enjoy the ocean and the view of the city. It's just very beautiful. I really loved it there. Yeah.
Yeah, you can probably spend a whole weekend there, really, if you wanted to, because there's so much to do there. We're going to be heading over to the old fort, old castle part. Apparently that's open 24/7. There's cute little shops and a wall in there, so we're going to go and check it out and see what it's about. So this is inside the old fort and castle. If you get in here, this is what you get to see. Beautiful view of the Mediterranean Sea, the town, and of course this old town. Now this old town is the oldest and only medieval town that you can find in the Catalonia area that's still well preserved. There's the walls, everything in there. There's cute little shops and stuff that you can walk through and see. It's just really neat seeing the buildings. So you climb to the highest tower. This is the cute little town inside, but this is the view that you get when you're at the top. So we moved onwards, and we chose to take this really neat small road following the coast instead of their bigger road, and it was the best decision. Mm-hmm. I'll post up what that highway is, but it connects Tossa de Mar to Begur through the small lower kind of coastal route. Mm-hmm. Lots of twisties, beautiful views, lots of stops. We saw lots more cyclists and cyclists there, so it was a good choice. Check out that view there. This is a gorgeous stretch of road that you get if you take Tossa de Mar and stay on the coast. So don't take the sea highway. This one is GL682. Google Map will tell you to take the big highway. Not as fun. This is much better. So what we did was we kind of end up in Begur, had lunch. It was an old town also, probably not as charming as Tossa de Mar, not as much happening, so we decided to move on. Mm-hmm. Before we moved on, we did go check out one of their beaches called Sa Tuna Beach. and that was neat. It's a tiny little beach. Don't go there for sun tanning. The beach is not sandy, it's like rocks. I don't know how the locals do it. But what was neat is they have these cute little houses that you can go and explore. So that's what we did. That was good for an hour or so. So we finished lunch at Begur. No, not Begur. So we finished lunch at Begur, and I think that's how you pronounce it. And we are in Sa Tuna Beach, which is very close by here. Supposedly it's a beautiful stroll with lots of colorful houses, so we'll go check it out. Okay, so we just finished the Sa Tuna beach of Begur, and we're now heading back to the scooter and heading over to Figueres. We'll check in there for the night, and then tomorrow morning see what that town's about and explore that. And then we moved on and rode to Figueres, which is only about 45 minutes away, so not a big deal. Figueres, we did want to, well, it was dark, so we stayed the night. Checked out that town. It's also interesting. It was kind of like a mini Barcelona. There was a La Rambla, and lots happening, much more than Begur and Tossa de Mar. So that was nice. But the main point of us being in Figueres was, of course, the Dali Museum. He grew up in that city. There's Dali Museum there. There's his house museum. So there's a few things if you're into art and you like his stuff. That was very good. That's the main thing in Figueres. If you don't know anything about art nor care less about him, then you can skip it. It is still good for a stop by if you want, because it's big enough. It's got facilities, it's got restaurants, it's got bars, that kind of stuff. So if you're up the coast anyways, go check that out.
Well, it is, in my opinion, it is worth checking out his museum, and also check out, especially, I really liked especially where the house where he grew up in, basically give a little history of his growing up. You know, how he grew up in that house and how he basically gradually talking about his life. So I highly recommend it if you're in Figueres, and basically those are the main two things that you can do when you are there.
So we just checked into Figueres. We found a hotel right beside the Dali Museum, which is what we're gonna go check out tomorrow. It's probably the most famous thing here in Figueres. That's why people come here. Just walking around right now, and this is the La Rambla, which is a pedestrian-only kind of courtyard full of restaurants and everything. Pretty neat. I love these small towns because there's so much to explore just on foot.
got a tasting menu for just under 20 euros that include a starter, an entree, and a wine.
So that's the Dali Museum there. You can see the lineup. The tip here is to buy your tickets online, and you can specify what time your entry is and skip that whole line. So we just finished the Dali Casa Natal, which is a secondary museum, not as famous as the Dali Museum, which shows all his art, but we like it a lot more. It talks more about his life. This is taking place in his house that he grew up in, but it focuses strictly on his life. So if you are someone that likes art and stuff like that, check out the famous Dali Museum in Figueres. But if you are more interested in him as a person, because he's a very interesting person, there's lots to learn in this museum. And what I really like is it's more of a immersive, interactive experience. There's audio, visual, like all senses. It's pretty cool, not like the museum. So yeah, it was an experience that was awesome by itself.
I actually would highly recommend, if you do visit the museum, I would actually recommend you come to this one first, learn about his life, learn about him, and then go to his museum.
Yeah.
It will make more sense.
Yep, and that's also just in Figueres off the Las Ramblas, so not far away. We parked our scooter overnight in Figueres, and we thought that somebody did some street cleaning and got our scooter all dirty. Apparently, the hotel person said it was raining with sand. I don't know how that could happen. So now we'll be wiping down our scooter before we get on there. If you want to continue up, there's actually one more town we are going to go check out. Especially the road connecting Figueres to Colera is really nice. It's like that twisty road. We didn't have enough time, so we didn't. But if you have a longer agenda than us, you can check it out. It's Colera. It's northeast of Figueres, and it's a coastal city. So that might be good to add to your itinerary. So after Figueres, because we had a tight schedule, we drove straight from Figueres over to, what's that neat town? Vilafranca. Yes, that's their wine region. So that region is where they make their Cava. Cava being the sparkling wine of Spain.
Yes.
Just like the champagne of France, here they call it Cava. So we stayed the night there. Nice little town, actually. That was a surprising find. It's charming. They had also a common patio area, found some good restaurants, and we just absorbed the town. So we just rolled into town. This is called Vilafranca. It's right by the wine region of Cava. We'll stay here tonight. Tomorrow, check out some wineries. Head up to Montserrat. Hopefully hear the choir boys sing. Apparently that's quite a big thing here. Yeah, so we'll show that to you. Right, so we are looking for our European breakfast. We found La Rambla here in Vilafranca, and a nice vibe here. So we're gonna grab a croissant and a coffee. Then we went to check out the wineries. Now it was a Sunday, so there was a few closed, but the two big ones that we found really great was open. So Freixenet and also Codorniu. Both of them we managed to visit. We did look for a few small ones, and Google Map brought us to the wrong one. It was closed, so don't listen to that. The tip there is when you look at Google Map and it brings you in town, they're actually bringing you to their kind of bodega, their wine store, not the winery. So if you want the winery, you just look, and if there's nothing around, that's probably their winery, because it's all just winery, right? So yeah, we went to Freixenet and Codorniu. Both of them are worth checking out.
I can show you the best ones.
Okay.
The ones I like the most. Okay. And Tapas. With grills and barbecues.
Yeah, really nice. I think it tastes really good with seafood too.
The what?
This is Anna Brunature, okay? Okay. And this is the Blanc de Blancs, okay? Oye, otra vez vamos.
All right, so we're at the Codorniu Winery right now, and it was a beautiful visit. We didn't have much time, so we visited the two biggest ones, Freixenet and Codorniu. They're both high production Cava producers here. It's a Sunday today, so there's a few shops closed and stuff like that. And also, what we didn't understand with Google is there's a bodega, which is a wine shop. Some of them are in town, versus the winery and the cellar itself, which is more outside of the winery region. So when you look at Google Map, just kind of look for that. But yeah, I really enjoyed both visits. How about you?
I mean, really nice. I mean, on the Sunday, yes, it's less tour, so it's less quiet. Like, it's more quiet, so then, you know, we get to enjoy the beautiful settings that they have here. The courtyard with, like, you know, empty tables that we can take a sit at and then enjoy some of their cava, which is beautiful.
Yeah, so if you're in the region, it's only 40 minutes outside of Barcelona. It works well for our road trip. So yeah, spend some time out here, you know, have a whole day out here. You know, the winery took longer than expected. So we were trying to go to Montserrat, which is a monastery in the mountains. We've been there before. If you haven't, definitely add it to your schedule. We wanted to go see because we heard that you can actually listen to choir boys sing. And we thought that was going to be pretty cool, and they're like really good. But when we tried to buy the tickets, it was all sold out. So we didn't bother. We just decided to go back to Barcelona instead and did some shopping and just spend more time here.
Yeah.
So Barcelona itself, if you haven't been here, definitely should be on your to-do list and visit list. We've been here a few times, and every time we come back, we love it. It's really good for food, for bars, for tapas, of course, for culture, for sites, for people watching, for small boutiques, for just wandering around there and enjoying their Gothic architecture. There's just so much in this city. So we wanted to leave 2 days here to just absorb it and explore it. So in Barcelona, you know, we didn't do much. We didn't check out the sites and stuff because we've done that before. So all we did was eat, drink, shop, and it was great. We discovered new restaurants. We had so much tapa that we've lost count. We just walked around the neighborhoods and explored. It's always a great thing to do here. So for our last day of our Barcelona trip, of course, we're spending some time in Barcelona. This is Las Ramblas, which if you've been in before, you know all about it. If you haven't, definitely check it out. It's the main pedestrian area, touristy, but lots of shops, lots of charm, really cool stuff. So we're gonna walk around this area here, go to the Gothic district, El Born. There's so many stuff to explore just being here. So yeah, book your hotel close to here and you'd be fine. Found ourselves in another tapas bar. I lost count of how many tapas bar we've been to, but this one is recommended by a local, and he says that only the locals come here, so we gotta check it out.
We just
Right?
finished a
Yummy?
really, really good pasta place.
Tapas?
Tapas, yes, it's so good. Oh my god. We have to slow ourselves down, and then we're gonna go walk around for some more shopping before we're gonna hop into another tapas.
One thing I love about Barcelona is just walking around the small streets of the Gothic area and the Born and discovering shops. I just found this shop here for men's attire, men's fashion. Very unique. Designed and made in Barcelona, only here, only this location. But and also, of course, what drew me in was the cafe racers and vintage motorcycles at the storefront. So yeah, awesome. If you're here, what street this is on? Oh, this is Calle de Santa Ana, right off the La Ramblas. So if you're here and you want to check that out, come on over. But yeah, before we wrap up, I'd really love to hear what was your favorite thing of the whole trip, because we really packed a lot in to those few days.
We did, definitely. I think my favorite part was we're renting the motorcycle and go around the coast to Tossa de Mar. So that was very, very beautiful. I really love that part of town, and to enjoy the sightseeing and also walking around that little town, exploring their little shops there and seeing the view and like walking around the castle. Oh, it was just beautiful. I think that was one of my favorite part. And the second one was actually visiting the wineries. Check out the Cava, where they make
Cava region.
Cava region was another favorite part of mine to do.
Yeah, it's very cool. If you're into that, all that stuff, very leisurely, just take your time. It's a great way to do it. Like I said, the towns along the Catalonia coast is so close together that's very easy. It's not like long trips where you get tired and stuff, even if you're on a motorcycle. It's chill enough, and you can always stop by a town, go grab a drink or whatever. Here in Spain, they eat like late. They don't stop eating until like midnight, so there's always a restaurant open. For me, I don't know. It's what's my favorite thing? Yeah, I guess going on the scooter and just taking a chill time, exploring the little towns. That all in all was really nice. And I think it's nice enough here in Catalonia that you get a variety of things. You get the really small, quaint towns. You get the medieval stuff. You got the big cities like Barcelona. You have Figueres for culture and art. So there's something here for everyone.
Yeah.
So as we're sitting here in the airport lounge, I realized that I should leave you guys with some tips in case you're thinking about renting a motorcycle or a scooter here in Barcelona. So a few things to know. You do need your international driver's license. They will check when you rent. And even for car rentals, they've checked that for us before. So do get your international driver's license before you leave. It is good for a year. So if you're planning other countries, then it's probably worth it. So get that before you leave. And then depending which motorcycle rental company you go to, they may need that beforehand to book. So for instance, the one that I went with was Barcelona Moto Rent. They actually book through an app. And on the app, they request that you upload your driver's license and your international driver's license to verify all of that stuff before you even book. But it does make it handy so that when you're there, it's all done and you just kind of get on your way with the bike that you rent. So get that. And then tip number 2, the speeds here, not bad. If you're riding in Barcelona, you're allowed to weave through the traffic. Don't do it too quickly if the cops see you, but it was okay. Everyone was doing it. I was just following the locals really. When you're at a stoplight, you could legally weave through traffic and get to the front of the line at the light. So that apparently is okay. The speeds in town in Barcelona is 50 kilometers. I expect it to be the same in other small towns. Other than that, you've got posted speeds on the highway. Most of them were about 120 kilometers. I was going probably up to about 140 and it was still okay. I was really just following traffic, so I think that's okay. The highway system itself is great. It's very similar to North America. Signs are good. One thing is they love their roundabouts. That's really how they control speed on a bigger road without much red light or green light. So that's really nice. Gas is the same, so there's nothing weird there. Now, which motorcycle are you gonna get? That's really up to you. I was with Janie and she likes comfort, so we opted for a maxi scooter with lots of storage because we knew that we would be buying small little stuff on the way, so that was good. It allowed us to fit 2 of our backpacks there, and also what's nice is when we take the backpacks out to check into hotels, we can put our helmet in there, so that's really good. They have big bikes, they have BMWs, they have adventure bikes, so there's lots of options here in Spain. Now, if you've never been to Barcelona before, it's a great city, really friendly people, safe at night. The one thing you have to be careful about is pickpockets. There are quite a few people that are victims to pickpockets, especially in the touristy area, so keep your belongings to yourself. They could be like grabbing your phone and running with it, your wallet of course, so keep everything tight and close to you in front, not at the back. The other tip I would share with you is don't book your motorcycle too early. Just, check the weather first. Barcelona is pretty good. Weather-wise, it's mostly sunny, and even when it's raining, we've had a day or so when it rained, but it was really short-lived. It's not like North America and the West Coast where it just rains the whole day. So that's good, but I delayed booking my scooter until the very end. And that's because just in case, it has a few days of rain, then I'd rather just opt to rent a car instead for a road trip than a motorcycle. Okay, so if you are riding a scooter or motorbike in Spain, look for these spots here. The diagonal white lines, that's where scooters can park. I'd say it's much more orderly than in Vietnam, for instance. If you do go through these routes, then make sure you leave a comment. Let us know which was your favorite place. Yeah, there's just so many small, cute little towns to explore here. We had an ambitious list. We really didn't make through all of it. There are other places we go check out is Stiges, which is south of the Cava region. Also Colera, Girona. There's just so many to this area. We're definitely coming back. But that's the beauty about it, right? They're only about an hour apart, so go and explore and soak it in. If you like the place, stay for a little bit. If not, move on. That's the beauty about road trips. So I hope these tips are helpful for you, and if you do follow our route and check out these places, make sure you come back, leave us a comment, and let us know which is your favorite city.